I'm excited to present to you my interview with Iwana from Luscious Organic Desserts, but first I wanted to apologize for the poor audio quality. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to monitor the audio at the time, so our voices pretty much overpowered the microphone, but you can still understand us, so I figured it was worth posting, just so you can learn more about the company. Thanks so much for watching.
So I am here at Luscious Organic Desserts, and I'm very excited. I've never tried any of their products before, but I've heard great things about them. They have vegan cupcakes. Tell me about the different flavors that you have here.
Okay, we have over 20 different flavors in general of cupcakes, but today we brought 5 with us, kind of our biggest popular hits, and so that's chocolate Oreo, good old-fashioned favorite, double chocolate, you can't go wrong, chocolate lover's dream, right? And then we have a chocolate mocha for the more a little bit sophisticated, elegant. It's even got a little coffee bean on top. Coconut, kind of a more simple and just general pleasing flavor, but not overpowering. And then strawberry for the fruit lovers. So kind of try to cover the gamut a little bit, but like I said, we have over 20 different flavors, and if anybody wanted to go to the website, they could find information on all the different things we offer for cakes and cupcakes, and then of course the cookies, brownies, and everything else.
What's the story behind the company?
When we, John and I were getting married, and you met my husband a little bit earlier, we actually could not find anybody to do a wedding cake for us. And I've been baking vegan for just years. I tried a bunch of different places, and no one actually that did just vegan wedding cakes. At least none that I could find. So I made my own, and everyone was just, oh my gosh, it's such a good cake. And then when they found out it was vegan, we did our whole wedding vegan. And I did cupcakes for the showers and things like ahead of time parties. And those went over real well, and a restaurateur friend of ours ended up trying them and gave them a try at their restaurant, and they just really kind of started to fly off the shelf. And so we're like, hey, maybe there's something to this. We also do cookies and brownies, and of course a variety of different cakes. And we're working on other things like cinnamon rolls and oh gosh, tea cookies, those little cute French white powder covered ones. I have a full menu of things we're trying to do.
So you don't even have a store yet. Do you just baking it out of your home? So wholesale.
Yeah,
so.
No, we don't make it out of the home. You can't do that to be legitimate. So we rent space in a commercial kitchen, and that's where we produce everything. And being wholesale, we can go to retailers like down in Orange County there's a chain called Mother's Market. It's kind of like a smaller natural food store, kind of like Whole Foods, and then some restaurants. So we just market to them through them. We sell to the public, and then we also will do private orders. You know, people call us directly, of course, for big events like weddings and things. We want to get into the LA stores soon as well, and retailers like coffee shops, cafes, restaurants, whatever we can for now. And then once we can, we'd like to open the doors and have a storefront as well. That's the ultimate goal.
Are you going to try to get more mainstream, like in Whole Foods or something, or are you always going to stay kind of a small company?
You know, honestly, whatever works. I mean, I would love to get into Whole Foods because of the fact that we could go so many places, and then people can just try them wherever they're at, you know, and I'd love to, I have friends back east who are like, are you going to come to my local Whole Foods? Yes. And I'm like, you know what, sure, they're a big chain, but why not? You know, I mean, it's like, we need vegan stuff out there.
What makes the company eco-friendly?
Okay, well, first of all, it's organic. So everything we do, if I can get it organic, it's going to be organic. So unless there's some rare item I can't find in organic, then I try to put everything in there that way. And we're also doing all the packaging we use. As much as I can find, again, we're doing corn plastic. So the PLA, these are PLA, these little, I'll hold them up for the camera, little clamshell containers. And we also have the 6-count containers that are plastic, and the pouches for cookies and brownies, which you can see in those pictures, those are also corn. So we're trying to, I mean, besides being vegan, that is in nature eco-friendly for various reasons, but on top of that, we're trying to stay organic and renewable materials in our packaging and such.
Do you use fair trade? How about local products?
I try, and I usually source most of my materials locally. So if at my local market, if I can find it and get a wholesale rate on it, my local Whole Foods actually tends to have very good prices on all the organics. And because it is through Whole Foods, a lot of things are fair trade through them. So it kind of, I get the benefit of that too. So like the cocoa and the powdered sugar and even the regular sugar as well. And I'm not sure about the flour, to be honest, but it may well be because a lot of the products that they carry through their lines are fair trade. And I always look for that. If I can do it, I will try to do that as well.
Would you consider any of your products healthy? I know since they're vegan and they don't have, eggs or dairy in them, Could you consider them at all healthy or healthier, or what's your stance on that?
Well, I do think that they're healthier than the average alternative because, like you said, there's no cholesterol, right? No dairy, no eggs, all the other bad things that might come with that. Also, though, because we don't use refined sugars, that's also a benefit right there because the sugar we use is the natural sugar and it's going to have more of the positive ingredients like the nutrients that come from it. So you won't get any kind of like that feeling on your teeth when, ooh, I've had too much sugar in your stomach, you know? And your kids won't go crazy jumping all around. They're not overly sweet. They're sweet enough to be, enjoyable and decadent, of course, but we don't want them to be like really hit you with a lot of sweetness so you can't finish it, you know. And then we also use non-hydrogenated oils, and of course in the actual buttercream, it's a quote-unquote buttercream, we use Earth Balance actually, and so it happens to be not, expeller pressed. It's not hydrogenated. For me, I just feel like dessert is like a treat, so it should taste like what you want it to taste like. Right. You know, you don't really want it to feel like it's overly healthy tasting. If you want a chocolate cake, it should taste like chocolate cake. Yeah. You don't have to have a lot of it, you know, and they're not. We also don't get into the mega size, like the jumbo cupcakes. I'm not a fan of that because most people don't finish them. And it's more of an eye appeal, but it's really not practical, and you're eating too much of it. Yeah. It's like these are just enough. You feel satisfied, and you've had your sweet tooth, enjoyed the treat, but it's not too much if you can just have one, and then, you didn't get that much fat, that much calories as compared to other things you could have.
How do non-vegans or non-vegetarians respond to your products?
It's actually funny. At least half my clients don't even know they're vegan. I've delivered product in the, within the labels says vegan, and they're like, "What's that? What's that about?" And I explain it, and they had no clue. Wow. So that was at the wedding and all the events that we had. No one even assumed I made them. They didn't think the weird vegan made them. Wow. They just were like, "Oh, where'd you get this?" And a lot of them were like, "Can you eat that? Isn't that something?" And so we've achieved that. To me, like for vegans, I think if you're cooking and kind of, everyone just enjoys the product, doesn't think about what am I eating or is it this, is it that, that's successful to me.
What makes your products different from other people?
My biggest pet peeve with desserts, but especially cakes, is that they're too dry. My cupcakes and cakes and everything I do, I try to make very, very moist. So when you're eating it, it's not going to be spongy, kind of dry by the end of it. I really want it to be very moist, as much as possible. So that, I think, also makes it stand out, because I get a lot of people going, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe how moist it is." Like, that comment comes up a lot. That's probably the #1 most used word next to yummy or something. So I think that's kind of what makes us stand out a little bit among a variety of vegan or non-vegan desserts.
How are you doing with the economy? I know you're a small company and you're just getting started, and the economy is hard right now. Like, how are you handling that? Do you think you're going to last through it?
Oh gosh, I hope so. I hope we last through it. Yeah, no, what? It is a little slower this year than last. Well, it's hard to tell because we're young, so we're growing each year. I think it does affect, a lot of people probably wouldn't think twice about buying a cupcake before, but now everyone's watching every little penny. So when they're at the stores, maybe they're going, "Oh, do I have to have the dessert?" Maybe not. So I'm sure we're feeling, we probably could have gotten farther than we have so far had it not been for the economy, but we're here. And right now, that's success. I think, to be able to exist in this market, and I'm hoping that the niche aspect of it will get us through, because there's enough people out there that are really happy to have us there, and we'll hopefully keep supporting, and then we'll get through it, and then hopefully grow a little more, getting into more stores, and hopefully just you'll see us more and more, and not the other way around.